Got a package in today from one of my favorite lure companies. I was at a Crappie Fest 2026 at Lake Fork, and I was talking to Caroline there. She's a third generation owner, and telling her all about the baits, and oh man, it's just some cool stuff. And I've got a function coming up with through my school where we're going to be doing some fishing, and they were kind enough to send me some stuff, and it just got in today. Look at all these samples. Look at all these stickers. Oh my gosh, that is epic. And all these baits. Check these out. And they're in good colors too. Alright guys, I'm going to put the camera all over the place. This color right here is a killer. Something about it, that pumpkin and brown, that is one of my favorite colors. This one right here is a good one too. Man, this is such cool stuff. Look at that one right there. It's kind of a Mardi Gras color. And of course, one of their key ones right there, that black and chartreuse. White and chartreuse is always the top color for them. More black and chartreuse. More black and chartreuse. More white and chartreuse. More black and chartreuse. Oh man. So a shout out to Charlie Brewer Slider Company with all this great stuff. I'm going to have to go through these a little bit later, but the sample pack, you get all kinds of different things in there. The different sizes of grubs and the minnows. Check out the cap. So I'm going to set this stuff over here. Well, let me just leave this here. Alright guys, we're doing a completely different video. So, on this channel, I mostly do fishing, but I do points of interest videos and different things. But for this one, we're doing something completely different. It has nothing to do with fishing. So, if that's something that you're interested in, what we're going to talk about, stick around. It's going to be some good stuff. Alright. I got to grab something first. I'm going to park you right here. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see that, but it's 1980 City Tournament Finals. This is the baseball, and all my buddies signed it from that team. And my coaches signed it. This one's fading. Mr. Johnny Walker and Steve Seaver. Those are my coaches. They were DJs at KLLL Radio in Lubbock, Texas. And that was our team, the Giants. Oh man, that was a long time ago. So besides fishing, I'm a baseball junkie. I played baseball for years and years. Every position, and I was good. I could pitch. Ambidextrous, big time in those years. So I could hit from both sides of the plate. Fielding, pitch, just everything. This ball commemorates a no-hitter I had from the Southwest Little League Pee Wee Giants. 1980. We were first place in city. Look at this ball. Man, this thing, and I keep them in a little trophy case. But that's good. Ooh, I don't want anything to happen to that. So what is the point of this? Alright, I'm a baseball nut. So when I've got my nephews play baseball, shout out to my nephews Jacob and Harrison and all their teammates. They're great baseball players, man, and they love the game too. And they're young guys making it the best, or making the best of their opportunities to play ball right now in junior high and middle school, and just having a great time with it. It's such a great sport. But what are we doing here? In this giant tub, this tub is got my baseball cards. I'm pretty sure it's cards in it. So we're going to open that up and we're going to see what's in this. This has not been opened since the early 2000s. So I started teaching in 1999 and I moved up to Amarillo, and then most of my stuff stayed at my house, my parents' house. And then when I built a house in Amarillo where I had enough room to store stuff, I brought my stuff up. And that was the last time I opened this. I built that house in 2002 and then lived in that house for a year and a half. Essentially flipped it, and then I built a bigger house in 2005. But 2002 was the last time I opened this. I can't remember what's in it. I can't remember if I just piled stuff in here. So we're going to open it up and see what we got. It's my fishing tackle, guys. It's such a mess up here in my office. Got more stuff here. Excuse me. Welcome back, fishing friends, to the worldwide headquarters of the Pinhook Fishing Club. For baseball stuff? Yes, 100%. So, from time to time, like I was saying, I do different videos on different things. This one's going to be a baseball one. I haven't opened this since 2002, possibly again in 2005, because when I moved, I just packed everything up, and that was it. All right, what's going on here? Okay, so this is even sealed. All right, we'll set this over here. Oh my gosh, guys, look at all this stuff. We're not going to go through everything. We're going to go through a couple of them. This video may be in stages. All right. So there's a ton of boxes in here. We're going to start with this one. It's an old Jingle Bells box. What the heck is in here? I have an idea. Oh, it looks like a bunch of rookie cards. Oh, man. All right. Let's go through these. Ivan Rodriguez. Check that out. I gotta be careful with these. Holy cow. Another Ivan Rodriguez. Check that out. Upper Deck. That one was Donruss. We got a rookie card. Draft pick. Jason Giambi. Check that out. Stadium Club. Top Stadium Club. All right, guys, I got to get my glasses. Sit tight. There we go. What do we got here? Jeff Kent. Bo Jackson, Future Stars. I got to meet him one time at his traveling athletics thing they would do for motivational speeches for kids, and I got to meet him and talk to him. Ooh, that one was a Topps one. Look at this one. Upper Deck. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Dream Team. Look at that, from Score. Look at all this good stuff. Ken Griffey Jr. from Leaf. I got to take care of these cards. Rafael Palmeiro. I don't even know. You guys need to let me know what or some of these are worth. He had the PED scandal. Look, I love that old school. Look at that font from the baseball cards. Topps always had such cool fonts. An empty case. Another empty case. St. Louis Team Records. More empty cases. This is one of these little hologram things, and these can be worth something if I'm not mistaken. We'll put you there. Check this out. Look at this, 1979 prospects. Rudy Law, Pedro Guerrero, and Joe Simpson. Man, this card. This came in an old school pack, and it just happened to be in there. Robin Ventura. What is that, 92 Fleer Ultra? See, that's the problem. Once the 90s hit, the baseball cards, the market was flooded with them, and they all just dropped. So, I still have some of my 85, 84, 83, 85, 86, 87s, but look at this. Purina, they used to put out cards with tops. Bruce Sutter, probably my all-time favorite Cardinal pitcher. I'm a huge St. Louis Cardinals fan. Oh, check this out. Dave Stewart. This is a rookie card. This one's a special one, autographed by Jose Oquendo. We were at a Cardinals game, and one of his best friends came out to my grandparents' Big Turkey Corporation in Iowa. He wanted to figure out how to do poultry, and he was managing, in those days it was a Waterloo Diamonds, and he came out and did a tour. Well, his childhood buddy was Jose Oquendo, the secret weapon as he's known as. And before the Cardinals game, he was down there signing autographs, because he was kind of a utility player. And my mom just reached down there and said, "Hey, your friend Jaime Moreno says hello." And she handed him the card, and he looked up at her, and he nodded his head that he knew what she was talking about, and then he signed it. He'd been in the league with the Mets, and then Cardinals. Man, that's a great card. That's a sentimental card. Ooh, look at this. The old Deion Sanders. Multi-sport. Look at the little hologram they put on there. Upper Deck. And here's another one of these sleeves. I think I just had extra ones in here. Alright, so what do you guys think? Man, that's a nice collection there, huh? I have more of these. I just don't know where they are. But I love the Cardinals, so that's why it's here. Oops, I'm all pointing that in all different directions. Alright, so here's this. And this funny little holiday, what is this? Oh, 10 and... Oh. I heard the bells on Christmas Day. Tra-lee, tra-la. Let's go play? Anyway. Alright. We're going to save this. This isn't baseball cards. I know what this is. These are like Ertl farm tractors that I got in Iowa. I forgot that these were here. Check that out. Some combines and some tractors. My brother got me this New Holland old Gleaner. My granddad used to run Gleaner. My uncles did up in Iowa. Alright. Putting that there. What is this? From an old... Ooh, look. 1990 Score collector's set. Holy cow. Man, I forgot about all this stuff. Let's take a look and see what we got here. This is these holograms. Oral Hershiser. Oh my gosh, guys, these are going to be worth something. Look at them, how you turn them. That was pretty good technology. Let's take a look. Oral Hershiser. Dave Righetti. Rick Sutcliffe. Reggie Jackson, Fred Lynn, and Robin Yount. Ooh, that one's going to be worth something. Dave Stieb. Danny Cox from the Cardinals. RBI Sluggers. Tony Armour, Cecil Cooper, Eddie Murray. What is this? Johnny Denny, Fernando Valenzuela, and Vida Blue. Dave Concepcion, George Foster, and Bill Madlock. Holy cow. Look at that, guys. So, try not to bend them, but when you turn them, it's all three of them. I know, this is terrible. It's because they're all floppy, you know, in this little thing. I don't know if you can see that or not. Man, those things have got to be worth something. If you know how much those are worth, let me know. What is it? Oh, we got all kinds of 81, 82, Donruss. Let's take a look. Rick Monday, Ray Knight, Steve Yeager. Look at his hairdo. George Brett MVP. John Wathan, Bobby Castillo, Mark Wagner, Jay Johnstone, Ken Reitz. I don't even know Bobby Castillo or John Wathan. I can't even remember them. Careful. Oh, here's some more of these holograms. Looks like Ozzy. All right, let's look and see who we got here. Once again, guys, if you know how much these are worth, let me know. Ozzie Smith, Hubie Brooks, Sean Dunston, Ray Knight, ooh, Tony Pena, another Ozzie Smith, the Big Six, Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, Ricky Henderson, Don Mattingly, Willie McGee, John Tudor, and Brian Downing, Al Oliver, and who's this guy? Oops, sorry guys, I didn't mean to shove you right into that. Sean Dunston. Ooh, and it looks like I've got doubles of some of these. Doubles of the Sean Dunston. Ooh, don't come out of there. Sorry, guys. I got some doubles in here. Ooh, I may have to look and see how much these are worth. If you guys know, there's a Sean Dunston one. See how it kind of flickers? No! No! There goes the mint rating on this one. Jeez Louise. That was Ray Knight. Ooh! All right. Now, we're not going to unbox all of these. We're going to do them in increments because I got stuff to do. All right. What do we got in here? Nothing. Interesting. I guess I just saved it. Ooh, this one's got some weight to it. See, a lot of them I put labels on, but some of them I didn't. Holy cow. Oh, we got a mix. I remember turning them backwards so I would know which ones start and where they end of different groups. All right. Greg Vaughn, that's his tops. Hang on, I gotta get a stand for you guys. Be right back. All right, here we go. Now you just got to deal with me huffing and puffing. But I must say my breathing is getting better. A lot of videos you'll hear me just... It's in case you didn't know, I had a really bad lung infection in 2017 that almost killed me. 2016, 2017. And then I grew up with asthma. So both of my lungs work like 1.5 of yours. All right, let's take a look at this. This is 1990. So we've got, are these numbered? 347, 344, sort of. So I don't have a complete set here. Jeff Russell, John Mose. Some of these guys I never even heard of. Todd Benzinger, I remember him. He's a pretty good ball player. Kenny Rogers, the gambler. Gary Pettis. There's Palmeiro. Tim Burstis. Mark Grant. Now we're in the 280s. Jose Gonzalez. Oh, check it out. It's one of these little checklists. Chicago, Cincinnati. Oh, 1991. So these are 91 cards. I should have known that. Harold Reynolds. Ooh, there's Eck. Steve Finley. These are a lot of these guys I followed. Willie Wilson. Gary Wayne, no clue. Herm Winningham, sorta. Gary Green, no clue. Ken Caminiti. Pete Incaviglia. Tom Browning. Dan Plesac. Jamie Moyer, he was with the Cubs for a while. Jerome Walton. See, growing up, we had cable when I was growing up in Lubbock, Texas. And we'd always get WGN, TBS, WRTV, and which was the Mets channel. And then we'd get the Astros and the Rangers. So if the Cardinals came into play any of those, we'd get them on cable. Joe Price. So I was, even though a Cardinals fan, we loved watching the Cubs because they were on all the time on WGN. Joe Carter. When he's with the Padres, holy cow. Carl Nichols, Deion James, Don Mattingly. I used to get those old baseball guides, the price guides. I guess now you can look them up online. I hadn't even done that. Paul Molitor, John Dobson, Tom Glavine. This may be a rookie card, is it? Oh no. He was a rookie like in 87. Gino Petralli. Drew Hall. Jack Morris. Maybe I need to sell these to you guys. Jack Howell. Gary. Who is that? Milky. Ooh, doubles. Some of these doubles I need to just throw them up on eBay or something. Art Howell. Barry Jones. Bobby Witt. You can still, it's that baseball card smell with that old gum. Like Jeffcoat. Darrell Hamilton. Julio Franco. Don Paul. Uh-oh, am I losing these? John Shelby. Nelson Santovina. John Russell. Somebody I never heard of. Scott Sanderson, knew him. Marvell Wynn, knew him. Brad Arnsberg. No idea. Ooh, Jose Canseco. Is this a rookie? No. He was a rookie way before that. Mark Guthrie. Blowers. Gallego, he was a good ball player. I remember him. Doug Drabeck. Mike LaValliere, he played with the Cardinals. Tom Candiotti, the Candyman. Jack Doherty. Jeff Reardon. Eddie Murray, man, he could play ball. Kevin Brown. Tony Phillips. Jeff Kaiser, he's a good ball player. Pat Combs, good pitcher. Jeff Kunkel. Mike Pagliari. Ooh, Nolan Ryan. Charlie Huff. Oh my gosh, look at him. He looks old. You know, he was like in his 40s. Look at his years pitched. Back to 70. Good grief. Bobby Valentine. Glenn Wilson. Steve Buechele. Steve Fry. Lenny Harris. Calvin Schiraldi. Dave Righetti. Mike Stanley. Julio Franco. Kelly Gruber, I remember him. Jack Savage. Glenn Davis. Mike Jeffcoat, we've seen him come up. Oh, look at this. Ruben Sierra. Domingo Ramos. Look how some of the hats were back then. All right. So that's that half. Sorry for banging into the camera. All right. We'll set these here. Now, what on earth are these? Here's a separator. Sean Raleigh. What year is this? 89. Holy cow, look at that Mark Grace. 1989 All-Star Set Collector's Edition Mark Grace. Claudel. I remember old Claudel. Mackie Sasser. He had that towards the end of his career, the yips where he couldn't throw the ball back to first. Man, he was a rookie. An owl lighter. Holy cow, this thing. I need to put this... Where's my rookie box? Where's my sleeve? I gotta get a sleeve. I need to put Mackie Sasser in there because he may be... You guys let me know if he's worth something. Probably worth 25 cents, but you never know. Yeah, you guys got to help me out. See what you can do. Prices on these. All right, so these were separated. Now, what on earth is this stack? We're not going to go through this gigantor stack, are we? $19.90. Rafael Santa Ellis Burks. Ooh, check it out. A checklist. Yep, 89. Craig Briley. Nelson Liriano. Keith Moreland. So what I need to do is I need to make a list. And then I need to write down what some cards were worth in 89. Or actually 90 is when these came out. No? 89. Then I'll look up the numbers and see if I got them in the stack. Oh, Lee Arthur Smith. Gene Walter, Mike Sosha. Man, these guys were just legends when I was a kid. Ken Obergfell, hey, used to play with the Cardinals. Two Ken Obergfells, Rafael Ramirez. McGriff, Fred McGriff, the crime dog. Roger Craig. Ken Phelps. Man, Darnell Coles. Look at these guys. Steve Buechele. Danny Jackson. Look at that. Rangers leaders. Oof, that's when the Rangers were horrible. Dickie Thon. Glenn Braggs. This one's an error card. Look at that. See that? See that? Somebody look that up. Jamie Moyer. Wayne Tollison. Bill Swift. David Cohn. Tommy Herr when he left the Cardinals. Chuck Finley. Jamie Quirk. Pirates leaders. Ooh, Barry Bonds, is he on here? Batting. Andy Van Slyke. Bobby Bonilla. No Bonds. Pirates leaders. Franklin Stubbs. Don August. Les Lancaster. Dave Johnson. Jeff Reardon. Otis, my man. Did you get that joke from Animal House? Kevin Seitzer. Dodgers leaders. Kirk Gibson. Steve. This is when they were good and went to the playoffs, wasn't it? Kirk Gibson, Mike Marshall, Steve Sachs, Kirk Gibson. Randy St. Clair. Rich Gedman. Tom Niedenfuhr. I used to love that name. Jack Morris. Louis Meadows. Who is this? Oh, turn back the clock. Turn back the clock. Turn back the clock. Turn back the clock. Ooh, this Lou Brockman. I got two of them. We need to see how much. 3 of them. 4 of them. And Dwight Gooden. Should I keep going, guys? What do you think? Tom Candiotti, Kirk Stillwell, Teddy Yetta, John Cangelosi, Andres Galarraga, the big cat. Ooh, I got a couple of those. Paul Gibson, Topps All-Star Rookie. I don't know if he ever panned out. Glenn Nelson, Carmen Castillo, Matt Williams, Jack McKeon, Fred Tolliver, Rick Mailer. Ooh, a checklist. Check that out. Rance Mulinix, Robin Yount, Bob Welch, Paul O'Neill, Tom Candiotti. Hey, how'd you get out of order? Argina Salazar. Ooh, that one's been up a little bit. Harold Reynolds. Is he a rookie? No. Astros leaders. Billy Ripken, wasn't there an error involving his card somewhere? Somebody wrote like foul language on it. Bill Schroeder, David Wells. Some people say he's my doppelganger when he got a little chubbier. Al Pedrique. Randy Reddy. Cubs leaders. Psh. There's a card stuck here. Oral Hershiser. Bobby Witt. Mark McLemore. Sometimes I get these old inklings to buy some old wax pack. Look at that, Bo Jackson. That's got to be worth something because he'd been in the league a couple years. Chili Davis. Ooh, a checklist. Rick Sutcliffe. Man, how he held the ball behind his back. Yankees leaders. There weren't really any teams I hated in baseball. The Phillies, I didn't really like them that much. And the Mets. Even though the Cardinals, I love watching them play the Mets on TV. Barry Larkin, Bud Black, Wally Backman, Kurt Warning. Ooh, there's Pete Rose. That'll be worth something. Vance Law. Jose Canseco, Don Hinkle, Pete Stanicek, Candy Maldonado. My dad really liked him. He loved his name. Candido is it in Spanish. Chris Brown. Yep, in case you didn't know, we're all bilingual in my family. Used to live in Spain for a few years. Dick Schofield. Bob Rogers. Don Robinson. So these cards here, I just collected them when I bought them when I could, but I never had a complete set. Bryn Smith. Paul Ossenmacher, that was a cool name. Tom Prince. Carmelo Martinez, that was a cool name. Rob Murphy. Moose Stubbing, manager. I didn't even know him. Jerry Reed. There's Bobby Bonilla. He'd been in the league for a while. Frank DiPino, I saw him at a Lubbock Crickets minor league game in like 94, maybe 93. And he was pitching for the Lubbock Crickets. I saw him one time in St. Louis. He accidentally beamed Mark Lemke and the benches cleared. I asked him about that and he said, oh yeah, I remember that game. Lenny Dykstra, Albert Hall, we talked for a while about baseball. Man, he was just a diehard. If he wound up in Lubbock, Texas to keep playing, Craig Reynolds, Danny Gladden, Luis Polonia, here's old Joe Carter, Tom Filler, Mike Kingery, ooh, Mitch Williams, holy cow. He'd been in the league for a while. All right. We don't have many to go. I got too many here. I got to split them. Dave Winfield, All-Star. Ooh, this one may be worth something. Frank Viola. Roger Clemens. Ooh, these may be all worth something here. Bob Boone. Holy cow. Kirby Puckett. One of my cousins would always say, Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett. Mike Greenwell. My cousin gave me a huge poster of Kirby Puckett. I've got it here somewhere. Jose Canseco, Alan Trammell, Wade Boggs. See how their hats kind of look funny back then? Julio Franco. Oh yeah, Don Mattingly. Kirk Gibson, Danny Jackson. I didn't know much about him, but he was such a big deal. Oral Hershiser. Ooh, I hated Gary Carter. Andy Van Slyke. Was convinced that whole Mets team was all on drugs. And Keith Hernandez went to go play for him. He left the Cardinals. And I was thinking, man, they're all doing speed because there was a story broke about that. Probably all the teams are doing it, but Andre Dawson. Darryl Strawberry was big on cocaine or something. Ozzie Smith. Bobby Bonilla. Ryan Sandberg. There's Rhino Andres, the big cat. Ooh, a checklist. Another checklist. Steve Lombardozzi, I love that name. John Wathan, Craig Lefferts, Wasn't he with the Cubs at one point? There's old Eckersley. Ken Caminiti. Johnny Padres. Somebody did a video of Ken Caminiti, and he was like half homeless and run down. I think he passed away not too long ago. Herm Winningham, Kelly Downs. There's Rhino. Tommy John. Holy cow. Look at his list. Man, he was in there for years. Since, what is that, 63? Even with my glasses, I can't see that. Jeez Louise. That's Parrish. Marvell Wynn. Rick Shue. Giants leaders. All right. Andy Van Slyke, Steve Balboni, Jesse Barfield, John Smiley, Bobby Valentine. Yeah, not to be rude, but he looks like a putz in all his pictures. Lance McCullers, Chris Bosio. He was supposed to be a big dude. Lance McCullers. Joe Youngblood. You guys want one of these, let me know, and we'll try to figure out a way where I can get you some of these cards. Hopefully they're not worth, some that are worth like a whole bunch, but just if you need them for a collection or something. Bob Nipper. Paul Kilgus, Jay Tibbs, Wally Joyner, Jeff Robinson, Luis Aquino. Like if you have one of these guys as a cousin or a relative or something. Ooh, a checklist. Rick Aguilera, Benito Santiago, Jose Alvarez, Benny, Billy Hatcher, and Sean Hillegas. There we go. Keeping the stack going. Man, I got a big pile of them. All right, we're almost done, guys. Let me split this stack so I'm not holding too many of them. Ray Quinones, Jim Rice. Ooh. Hey, how'd you get out of order? Bob Boone. Holy cow, that's gotta be worth something. Ed Vanderberg. 3 of him. Brett Butler, I remember him. Eric King. Ricky Horton. Man, you could really smell the baseball gum in this stack right here. Jimmy Key. Uh-oh. No! And it fell way down there. What on earth? John Farrell. Fat Fingers is why. Bill Doran. Cecil Espy, look at this. Looks like he's going to be a rookie card. Mike Lavalier. Jack Howell. Price. Kevin Gross. He was supposed to be a big deal. Charlie O'Brien. Renee Gonzalez. Scott Sanderson. Jeff Bittiger. Dwight Evans. Brad Havens. Some of these guys I just don't ever remember. Blue Jays leaders. Danny Heap, he was a good ball player. Oh, Kevin Mitchell. Yeah, he'd been in the league for a while. Darren Dalton. Didn't he marry a chick from Hooters when Hooters first came out? Pat Perry. Braves leaders. Ron Gant. I remember Ron Gant. Gerald Perry. Dale Murphy. Ron Gant was a good ball player. Pirates Mike Dunn. Al Lanier, jeez. Man, I forgot all about him. Bob Forsch, former Cardinal. Jeffrey Leonard. Tom Glavine, is that his rookie? No. Don Carmen. Pankovitz. Dwayne Bucci. Dave Stewart. Wallace Johnson. Yeah, so it's just not a complete set here. Sid Bream, remember him with he didn't he win the hero in a Pirates game? Checklist. Look at all these checklists. Jeff Montgomery. He was supposed to be a big-time pitcher. Fred's Manrique. Willie Upshaw. Oh, Willie. And Ron Darling. Ugh. He was part of that Mets crew that I hated. All right. We're down to the last chunk here. Those other boxes are going to be bigger and full, so I don't think we'll go through. I'll make a list. I'll go open them up, and then we'll try to track some down. Gerald Young. We've gone this far in this box. We got to keep going. We're almost done. Dave who? LaPointe. Kevin McGrath. Oh, I hated him. He was with the Mets. Isn't that sad? I didn't even know him as a person. I hated him. Jim Sundberg. Doyle. Oh, yeah, Doyle Alexander. Tim Henke. There's old Mark McGuire. The Reuter. Jeff Ballard. Dave Palmer. Alex Trevino. Mark Clear. Neil Allen. George Bell. Carney Lansford. Mark Portugal. Jim Eppard. Paul Runge. Bob Stanley. Mitch Webster. Dennis Rasmussen. Doc Gooden. Kelly Gruber. Mike Fitzgerald. Steve Bedrosian. What was it? Bedrock Bedrosian. Greg Gagne. People used to say, gag me. Terrible. Rick Roden. Brian Downing. The old skipper Tom Kelly. Doug Sisk. The Hawk. Andre Dawson. Good Lord. He'd been playing since 74. Record breaker. Who is this? Max Steals in October. Kevin McReynolds. Who is this? Oh, Doug Jones. Or a Hoysheiser. Gary Carter of the Hawk. Who's that? Wade Boggs. George Taco Bell. Alright guys, so that's a stack. George Taco Bell. Alright, let's get these back in here. Ugh. Well, what do you guys think? Any of these going to be worth anything? You guys going to look that up for me, see if I got any winners in here? Man, I work so much, and then I'm doing the fishing channel, and I barely have any time to get anything done. Where are my separators? Man, I have these all in here nice and neat and crisp. Alright, here we go. You guys are going to have to help me remember which box. Oh, no. I got some out of order. How'd you guys let me forget about these? Crying out loud. Alright, there we go. So these were what, 89, 90s? What in the heck? Ooh! I got some Don Russ in there. Look at this. Whew. 56 Magic Motion. Yeah, this has got to be worth something. I need to handle it better, huh? Oh my gosh, check that out. Here are the Magic Motions. Look at that. What in the heck is in here on the side? Some extras. Ooh, don't do that. I almost dropped them. Price guide. This thing's probably worth something. Delano DeShields is worth $1. Bo Jackson, $10. Do you see that? Holy cow. I need to go through these cards. I may be sitting on some super duper expensive ones. Lloyd McClendon, $5. Those have got to gone down the toilet. Ryan Sandberg, error, $25. I got that in here. Possibly. Man. All right. So, I don't know. I don't want to pull these out individually. Let's take a look at one. Because I don't even remember what they look like. Easy, easy. Wade Boggs. Check that out. Who do we got here? All right, guys, this one could be worth some dough. Anyway, so we'll look at the other ones another day. Got to save it for another video. But anyway, I know you're probably thinking, man, I'm out of here. This isn't fishing. Hey, I make different videos about different stuff. Plus, this is taking a trip down memory lane. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. And until next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye.